forgot to put it on record. All right, so there's my pencil. So the daffodil flower has a structure which is tubular. So I'm doing this side view, okay? It's a
You
tubular
can see,
structure. Can you see? Oh, you may not be able to see. Hold on.
you
I'll
can
make
see
it.
the photos now. I have posted the photos.
Oh, is it? You've seen, you put it? Let's see.
Yeah.
Must be on. Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah,
Wow.
correct. Very pretty.
I
Very
like
pretty.
this one which is bent over also. No? It's so interesting.
Yeah, no?
Yeah, from all the angles I have clicked them because I just couldn't submit. They look so pretty,
They
so
do, they do,
beautiful.
they do.
And as soon as the winter is over, they start planting
Correct.
everywhere.
Wow, this white
Oh,
one
look
is
at them.
Pansy
Look at
also.
her.
I have so many pansies.
Yeah, pansies also. Oh, yeah, those are
Yeah.
very colorful flowers. My goodness. Oh, yeah, look at this one. So
yeah.
pretty. So, you know what? Have you all seen flam? Is it flamenca? The dance form,
Yeah.
the Spanish dance form. Okay.
Yeah.
So, have you seen the dancer's dress? Okay. Think of the dancer's dress when you think of the center portion of the daffodil. The daffodil center is like a skirt which has endless cloth, endless. You know, I don't know how you stitch so much of cloth together, and that's how the center of the daffodil looks. It's all like as if so much of crinkling has
Yeah.
happened. You know, you wanted to fit all that flower into one little tubular shape. And so if you think of that, you will be able to capture the uneven what do you call it, the outline of this tubular portion. So I'll show you what I mean by, and that is very, very key to getting the shape of the daffodil right. So here, this is your wider portion. This is your tube, okay? And around this lie six petals. There has to be six petals. So this is very easy to do because very often you can think of the division of six, perfect division of six. So you have one like this, one like this, and one like this. If you give yourself a structure like this, you will be able to place all your petals very well. Okay. And then on top of that is this tube. It looks like a bit of a upside down bell. Okay. And inside of the daffodil, there are stamen that you will see in different angles. So now this is the side view. Okay. Then if you were to draw this vertically, straight on, you're looking at the daffodil straight on, it's not very impressive because you can't see the three dimension. So all you start to see is this kind of a squiggly line, okay, followed by the same six that you're talking about, petals. So this will be your top view, top top down onto the flower. This would be your side view. Okay. And finally, the stalk of the daffodil um, um, flower itself, it's, I think, a form of a tubular stalk. Like, let's say, your one of those wildflowers, you know, like in India, I guess we have, what is it? Rajnigandha? Is that the flower? I forget the
Yellow flower. I don't know what it's called, but it has a thing narrow
tubular
end.
stalk. Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Correct.
it's with
The one that
that,
goes into many bouquets right at the end,
yeah.
the ones with the stalks that go like this.
That is
So
gladiola,
gladioli,
or maybe
gladioli, gladioli.
yeah.
Correct.
I was thinking of something. I think it's called kaner in Marathi.
No,
Is it?
Kaner is not. Ah,
Not
maybe
yellow.
no.
Yellow one. It's yellow, and
Yellow.
inside when you open it up, you get that sweet. Like we used to as kids, you could open and suck the. I don't know what that's called.
Okay, I'm not sure on
Yeah,
that. I don't know
that
the
has
Indian.
exactly this inside tube, like the
Ah,
inside of a gladioli, like that.
okay, okay, okay. So basically, these are plants like tulip also. These are plants that have a very firm stalk, very firm stalk. Okay, and the stalk is often keeping that flower up. Even if the flower turns sideways on its side or stays vertical like a tulip, the stalk seems to be stocky enough. to support that flower. So when we draw these gladioli, sorry, not gladioli, daffodils in composition of a plant, in the setting of a plant, you must observe that the stalk remains somewhat like this, like a cane. Okay, so when you're drawing many daffodils, the stalks will all come up like this and move in different directions. And that is how you will place your daffodils. So now, for example, if this is your daffodil, think of the 6 lines like this. Okay, there's your 6 lines. Then if this is a downward facing daffodil, the tube will be in the center. The 6 lines will be like this. Okay, so this will be a tube in the center, and then you will have your petals around. On this side, the tube will be facing outward this way, and then you'll have your petals around that. Sometimes you will only see 5 because the angle of the flower doesn't allow you to see the 6th petal. Okay, and then there may be a flower that's tilting this way. So 1, 2, 3, and then you have the tubular center. It's facing upward. 4, 5, and you can't see the 6. Whatever the case may be, you must remember that when we draw the stalk has to look cohesive to the direction of the flower. That is the important part. So now, for example, I'm going back to this big flower that I showed you on the side. Okay, this is the bell shape, and around it, I'm going to put, let's say, the petals. So the petals are very standard petal-like shapes. Huh? They overlap at certain places. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But you get the general idea. This is not difficult at all. So I'm not going to spend time explaining the petal shape because this is simple. What you have to remember is the stalk. Now the stalk is attached to this center portion here. Okay. And you have to imagine that from here, the stalk is going to go behind and then bend like this. Okay. So you have to imagine not this flower, but this central portion. If you think of this central portion and draw a line like this and then curve it outward like this, you will get the balance of where the stalk should come from. Now imagine you cannot see this line. This line is now no longer there. Okay. So if we raise that, your stalk is going to come out from here and this will look cohesive. A lot of people make the mistake, a common mistake of doing something like this. Okay, this is the flower. Let me just draw the stalk down like this. This is not natural for the flower. Okay, now let me show you a daffodil that is top. I mean, you're looking at the daffodil, it's looking at you. The flower is looking at you. So this is the flower. Here are your petals. 1, 2, 3. Now I can see all 6 petals. Okay. Now how will you draw the stalk? So now the stalk is going inward, okay, behind. It is turning there behind and it's coming down. So in this case, you can draw your stalk coming down like this, and this would look perfectly fine, right? So when we draw, now individually, of course, we are going to draw one daffodil, just the daffodil flower, okay? That is fine. But eventually we are going to draw a set of daffodils, at least 2 or 3. And when you put those 2 or 3 in different angles, remember to keep this part about the stalk in mind. You are always considering the stalk from the center tubular portion. Where is the stalk going from here and how will it bend? That is what you have to think. And if you can think that through, you will get a very lovely, very more realistic looking composition. Okay. All right, let's start with this flower. So we drew, for this, all you need is a U shape, okay, sitting on its side in this case. And here I've drawn a nice wider opening, okay. But what you're going to do with the wider opening, I'm taking a fine liner pen so that you can see the outline I want to draw. And for that, I'll go back to this picture that we used as reference. This was our reference, okay. So I was telling you that the crinkling of the outer portion is very, very vital to the character of the daffodil. So think of it this way. Draw it as you see it. It's crinkled all over. It bends and folds because there's extra, what do you call it? Flower. I'm going to say material but you understand what I mean. It's the flower itself. There seems to be a lot of excess bits that need to all scrunch up here. See? This is important. Okay? And the tube that comes from beneath, now in this case, I have made it a little more angular. See, over here, you can only see a small portion, but I've made it a little bit on its side. So let me change that. Let me make it thinner, little thinner. Okay. So coming down from the side, narrowing down and reaching this kind of a bell shape. All right. From the inside, you can see certain tube-like protrusions. Okay. And one in the center will have a little bit of a circle. Got this much? Now, I would say draw this because then you will be able to understand its structure better. Now comes the pencil marks that I'm talking about the petals. So here's your vertical line. Draw your vertical line. Then draw your 1/3 line and the other 1/3 line. So now this one is going to go from behind and sit like this. Okay. This is like dividing a pizza. We all know how to do it. 1/3, eyeball it. Don't get into too much of precise shape. Okay. If you want, by the way, I have only drawn it this way. You can change this direction. Huh? There is no rule saying that you have to do it this way. You can choose to have your line start like this, then go 1/3, then go 1/3. Placement of that leaf can change according to either your reference photo or your imagination. If you are drawing this directly from imagination, you don't need to follow any guide, okay, of that sort. All right. The next thing we will do is put the main 3 flowers. So if you notice 1, 2, 3, the alternate ones that are always going to be on top. So let's draw those petals. So this one's going to be slightly wide and a little bit flattened. Now, the actual petal is this wide. See, this is the full length of that petal. But over here, that petal is starting to look shorter. Why? Because it's foreshortening. It's turned in such a way that now my arm is, my hand is this long. But when I turn my hand sideways, it is shorter. This is the same concept. Okay. So the actual petal may be this long. Okay. Coming out this much. But when I'm drawing it on its side, slightly tilted, it will only come out this much. Okay. So let's give that slightly foreshortened look to this particular petal. So this is my 1/3, 2/3, and oh no. This is my petal 1, petal 2, petal 3. This is petal 3. Let's draw the petal 1. So 1 is here. I'm not using the reference anymore. Huh? Don't worry about the reference. We'll come back to it when we need to look at something. So here's my 1, 3, and now my 5 on this side. By the way, the daffodil is more or less rounded, but the tip is evident. So maintain that tip right at the top. Yeah, like this. Okay. Now that 1, 3, 5 are done, we can put in 2, 4, and 6 behind them. So this one is going to be wobbly line, form a tip, and curve goes behind. This one, wobbly, forms a tip and goes behind. Now here what's happening is you can pretty much not see that. You can show it here slightly at the back, but that's it. It's not visible. 5 leaves are visible. The 6th will not be. Okay. This is the basic structure of your daffodil. I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to take a fine liner pen and show you some texture, because a daffodil petal, these 5, 6 petals, as well as this central portion, have a lot of fine lines. So this is just for your understanding, by the way. You don't necessarily draw it. I'm taking a 0.05 and I'm going to show you that there are these lines. See, these kind of lines. They curve a bit. And this curve is very important. Even when we paint in watercolor, if we don't show this kind of a curve, okay, our picture is going to start looking very flat. So it's going to look like, oh, all yellow. Where is the curve of that tubular shape? Okay. So these lines, if you draw it in pen, in a fine liner pen, it helps you understand the texture of this part of the flower. So here, on the other hand, they are turning inward. See, the curve is like this. Can you see? I'm curving it like this because at the bottom, it's curved inward. So these lines help me understand the shape of the flower. So the moment I put these lines, now you can feel the roundedness of that tubular section. Okay. As far as these petals are concerned, there is a central line. You can draw something of a central line here. Okay. And even on that central line, try to show a curve. Now, I was telling you about this one being a foreshortened leaf. That means the leaf is curved outward. If I draw a line like this, let me show it to you in pencil. If I draw a vertical line like this, and I draw a line like this, you see the difference? Slight curve, and straight away the petal starts to look like it has bent somewhere here. At this point, somewhere here, it has bent. So I'm bringing my curve inward, and then I'm bending it towards this. I'm bending it like this. So this line structure, if you observe it on the flower, it will be easy for you to do it in pen. Okay. So now here, what I'm going to do, by the way, look at this one. Okay. I wanted to show you. If you look at this petal and you look at the line is dipping here and then going up a little bit here, dipping and going up. So it's showing a curve. That means this part is curved a bit, but this part is straight. So I also will follow a line like this. See? And that I will maintain with the other lines that are coming. Slightly upward over here, slightly upward. So I want to show this curve very clearly. And over here, I want to definitely show the dipping in of the tip. This adds a lot of character to a flower because now the leaves are looking like it's bending back outward. It is curving here and turning. Those characteristics are important because when we do this in watercolor, you will be doing the similar lines with darker shade, slightly darker shade. Okay. Let me do the same exercise for the other plants, the other leaves. So like this, going out, coming towards the center. They're all coming towards the center, the lines. See, goes out and then comes towards the center. Now here there is, it looks like the curve is this way. See? What is happening? I'm just looking at one of the leaves here. Petals here, sorry, petals. All right. So this activity will help us understand how we could start seeing texture on this flower. Let's do this same flower now in watercolor. Okay. Same thing. So now we're going to try and translate these lines, not so many lines, of course. It is going to be just a few strokes, but with a shade slightly different so that we can see it in watercolor as well. So let me just erase this. I need the space. So far, okay? I mean, is this part okay? Understanding the general structure of the flower?
Yes, yes.
Pretty straightforward, no? Because
yes.
But I've read this story about the narcissus somewhere. I'm just forgetting it right now. Why the plant was named narcissus. I'm trying to recollect. Somewhere in the back of my mind, it is there. Some story.
Some goddess.
Yes. It
There
will
are-
be from Greek.
Yeah.
Some Greek story. For sure. Okay. So now for our watercolor example of the same flower, same thing, okay? Let's draw in pencil. Similar structure. Doesn't have to be identical, but you get the drift, right? It's basically we're just trying to imitate a similar thing. Even if it's a little smaller, no problem. I may change the direction of the leaf. I'm not happy with the leaf. Hold on. I call it leaf. Huh? Please forgive me. It is it is not leaf. It is petal. I don't know. Sometimes mind is thinking one thing, my mouth says something else. Okay. So one, no, I did 3 and 5. Now let me do 1 and 1. So doing this helps me put the 2, 4, and 6 petal behind. And of course, 6 is behind, so I'm not going to bother. I'm not drawing the internal stamen and all that because that will come with watercolor. So now, shall we try the same shades that we see over here? Okay, we'll go with this flower. So from the looks of it, if you can see it on your screen, to me it looks like lemon yellow on the outer portion. Oops,
Yeah.
phone's dead. Wonderful. Lemon yellow on the outside and gamboge and orange. I would not put an entire orange. I would put a gamboge and orange mix for the middle portion. Okay. And afterwards, we are going to start to add some lines on the lemon yellow part. That we will add maybe a tinge of black. Tinge of black to the lemon yellow. Okay. Let's give it a go. Meanwhile, let me erase also the center line. I don't know want this. This was only a guide. Looks funny when the flower has such rigid lines. Okay. There's my brush. I have this habit of picking brushes that are my favorites. When I pick a flower to do, I always naturally gravitate towards certain brushes. Should not do that. Come, let's do something different. Watercolor. Clear up the space for a little lemon yellow. Unfortunately, I can't mix anything with lemon yellow. It has to be lemon yellow. Okay. My lemon yellow tends to be a little green because I often mix it with green and then the paint itself changes color. There. Lemon yellow, water it down a bit. And let's apply it to the petals. Press down your brush wherever it's broad. Okay. It allows for the watercolor to spread with less number of strokes. Now, if by chance your lemon yellow goes over the tubular section, don't worry, because in watercolor, a darker shade of another color won't really affect unless it is something that will interfere with the shade. Okay, so now yellow and orange are not going to affect each other. So you can be comfortably go over. That's lemon yellow. Let me just write that here. Lemon yellow. Okay, this needs to dry before I can do much. I'm just going to observe the picture one more time. Give me one moment. Huh? This phone of mine is not started off. I'll have to send the pictures on. Meanwhile, I can wait for that thing to dry. You can mix gamboge and brown, orange and keep it ready because that's the next thing we're going to do. If not mix, you know what? We could mix it while we paint. Maybe not necessary to mix this way. Why is this not switching on? Sorry, just give me this 1 minute to get moving. Why is this WhatsApp not opening?
Should I share fancies even if we are not drawing or painting?
Yeah. Please do. References is so good, when you have, especially
Yeah. We can
someone has.
do it
Yeah.
as
Please
and
do.
when we get time.
When you need it, these things happen. Okay, I'm going to just continue. Get my orange here and a little bit of gamboge on the side. Yeah. Why is this not charging?
अगं तू स्टिच ओपनर नेतेस का पाठव का बर ठीक आहे
Wednesday.
हा Bigay na lang taraktan ako. Noko. Tu pinapinats ka?
Yeah, okay. All right. So now that I've opened up my picture, if you look at our picture currently, there is a light yellow here at the base. Okay, I'm applying it too dark. Wait, hold on. So let's apply gamboge here. Okay, at the base of this flower. And as you go higher, by the way, the same gamboge can be applied on the inner part. Okay, I'm doing it here as well. See this portion. Okay, it can be applied here too. This is gamboge, no orange. Then take a thin brush, maybe a size 2. I don't know what size this is. This is 2, yeah. And now I'll go in with this orange, but I will drag out the orange in a in a way that blends with the yellow. Okay, so I'm turning my daffodil this way, and I'm going to pull up orange from the yellow. Can you see? I don't know if page is visible. I'm pulling up orange this way. See? And when I reach the end over here, I can go in with a concentrated orange and give it a nice squiggle so that the top is bright orange. Okay, same thing here while the paint is wet. This is important actually. While the yellow is wet, drag up the orange. So it's going to be a light orange. It's touching the yellow, so it's going to be light. Okay, drag it up like this. And then take deep orange directly maybe from the pan onto the palette and try putting it along the edge. See? And here we are maintaining that curvy edge, by the way. Now, why I'll tell you why we do this action, because the texture of the daffodil is all lines. They're all lines like this. Okay. So when we paint in the same manner, you will naturally start to see that kind of a line even in your flower. Are you able to see this? Sorry, I can't see the screen because it's on. How's it looking for you? Have you been able to get this kind of a thing? So you understood what we did? Basically, we applied yellow, light yellow at the base and inside, and then we pulled up orange so that the orange doesn't go backward into the yellow. The yellow comes out with the orange. Getting it?
Looking very pretty.
That is the action, huh? The way in which you apply watercolor. If we start doing it the other way around, I'll tell you what happens. If we start putting orange over here and then pull it down into the yellow, your yellow is going to turn more orange and you will be left with very little hint of a yellow here. So that is why we are doing it the other way. So turn your picture around if you need to, so that your action, it aids your action of yellow to orange lines. Okay. Now that that is done, we can go back to our outside petals. So outside petals, if you look at the reference photo, it shows the same yellow, lemon yellow, but to it, let's add a tinge of black. I know it's a very odd color. So here's my lemon yellow. I'm just showing you. This is my original lemon yellow. To this, at the corner of that lemon yellow, just leave a little black here. You see that color? It's very faint, not too much, and leave it here in the corner. Don't go and muddy the entire yellow. That's it. Keep that yellow and black mix over here. And with this, let's start putting some shading. Look at the picture. You will start seeing the shading like the lines that we drew in pen. It's like this. See? Then there is some lines coming like this. And whatever you do, your lines have to come downward into the flower. So I'm now dipping into yellow itself, not into black. I'm dipping into yellow and making sure these lines radiate out of the center. Let me do this particular leaf. This particular leaf is going to be challenging. So bottom is going to be a little dark, but it presses out and it curves. Presses out and curves. Presses out and goes this way. Same lines that we did in pen. Remember the ones that we did in pen? Same ones. Now here it may be looking quite stark. Okay. If it's looking stark, remember, just dip back into your lemon yellow. The correction will come. If you feel it is too stark, don't worry. Go back with your lemon yellow and go over it. It will lighten. That's why I said don't make the entire mix black. Keep that black on the side so that you can still get your lemon yellow, which is not adulterated. Come from the center, curving. So I want this kind of an action. Curving here. Whatever you do, your deepest shade should be closest to the base of the tube. Okay. So somewhere here will be your deepest shade. Now go and press down, press down, press down. Okay. Now I feel that these lines have become a little stark. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take my plain lemon yellow, watery consistency, and go over these just gently with lemon yellow. It will soften the color. Make sure it's watery, yeah? That's it. Don't do too much. This alone will give your flower some character. Can you see the similarity in the lines here and the lines here? The lines you made in pen and the lines you made now in watercolor. Okay. Now the last part is the inside stuff. I'm just going back to the reference photo. For this inside stuff to become, now this is a very funny thing that I myself did not understand initially a lot. But for these inner things to start showing, it's a little bit of negative painting. Okay. Look at your picture. If you look at your picture, my Zoom allows me to share screen. Yes, it does. So multiple, no, share this picture. Okay. Can you see my screen now? Can you see the flower? Now for these things in the middle to get seen, to be visible, you will notice that I need to put in this darker shade of blackish yellow on either side, like negative painting. Okay. So what we'll do now is we will draw the shapes in pencil in the middle, but we will go around it in that yellowish black shade. Okay. So I'll stop sharing. Now see what I'm going to do. I'm taking a pencil and I'm only showing you, no, I'm not going by the reference picture exactly. I'm just showing you those tubular shapes. 1, 2, there's a center tube that goes around a bit. There's one on this side and one behind, one on this side. So can you see my picture? So I've drawn this in pencil. Okay. Now I'm going to do a little bit of negative painting. And the negative painting is this way. Take that shade with a little hue of black in the yellow. This is lemon yellow, by the way. And let's paint in the gaps between what we drew. Between the stamen that we drew just now. Can you see? What is going to happen is when we do this, the stamen will retain the yellow of the center and the surrounding area will start to look a little dark. Getting what I mean? So let me just show you. I think I've covered most of it, but let me just show you a little bit here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these are the places where I see gaps. Now the reverse. Turn your picture around. Now dip into lemon yellow pure. Pure lemon yellow. No yellow, no black color. And drag out these things so that they blend. We don't want this black to remain there looking like a sore thumb. Blend it outward. See? Okay. And then with your gamboge, now take gamboge. Sorry. Blend it out further. Your gamboge is going to go very well with the orange, so there is no worry at all. But now your center has remained light. You would not have thought it possible, right? That the light could stand out. But the light does. And this is negative painting. Now for finishing touches, I'm just looking at the original picture one more time. Looking at the original picture, trying to see what finishing touches I could put. Yeah, we could put a few lines on the top portion here. Okay. So for that, I will take the same orange that we had kept ready. Okay, this little bit of orange. Add a dot of that black. So when I say dot, no, I really mean too little, because if it gets too dark, it's going to start showing very badly on our. So here we're going to put in these thin lines. Just a suggestion of lines on the daffodil. Okay. Don't get them too dark. Just make those thin lines to show some sort of a texture. Only a thin brush for this. Yeah. I'm just looking at the base of the flower. Anything else we can add to this flower? Nothing. This should be it. So we kind of translated. Yes. What Aditi always shows us. Sorry, I forget. When there are petals that are overlapping slightly, remember that we can put a slight shadow. So I'm going back to this lemon yellow with little black. Okay, that darker lemon yellow. And I'm just going to put a small shadow under the petal that's overlapping. So here's a petal that's overlapping. Where it overlaps another petal, put a slight shade. See? And that's it. This is I mean, it's not very loose, but it has its own character in terms of watercolor. Okay, so what are the colors that we put? Gamboge. And we put gamboge and we put orange. And we had a little bit of lemon yellow and black. I'm just indicating it as this sort of a color. It's a muddy color. That's it. Okay. So far, okay. How are your daffodils looking? Shalaka, you saying something? Sorry.
Yeah,
I
I
can't.
said I'm not able to get it so good, but I'll practice it.
Okay. Yeah. Wait. Let me see. Hold on. I'll tell you what you can do. Hold on. Let me just pin it. Okay. Yeah. So has your lemon yellow First of all, I think the black maybe must have become just a
A
wee bit
little
too
more.
much. Just a wee bit.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's one thing. The other thing is, did you change your brush to a thinner brush?
Yes.
You did? Okay. Use only the tip of your brush when you're drawing these lines, just the tip.
Okay.
Okay. So that you can get thinner, really thin lines on the with the darker color. And what else? See, the base of your this thing is actually quite nice. What are those lines on the tube? Were they pencil marks?
No, no, no. Yeah, they were pencil marks, sorry.
Pencil marks, no? So maybe next time, just maybe we could erase those, because those would be. Are they the stamen? Were you trying to draw the stamen?
Yes.
Okay, okay. So the stamen is inside. So we don't want to see any marks on the tube part, right? So
Okay.
next time, I guess, before you paint, just erase off the
Yeah, I'll
pencil
do
mark,
that.
and then that
I'll
should
do
be fine.
that.
Yeah, yeah. But otherwise, it's coming. The blending of the yellow to the orange is very nice on the tube. The tube part you got it really well. It is just the outer part that could have a little better blending.
Okay,
Okay.
I'll just try that one more time.
Yeah. Absolutely. You'll get it. You'll get it. Don't worry. Oh, they were, Ashwita. Ashwita is sharing. Okay, let's see. Yes, this is nice. Ashwita, your tube is very good. Your yellow ka, I think you've gone. I'm trying to see. Maybe the light is a little. Let's bring it a little closer. I can see gray. Yeah, I can see it. I can see it. I can see it. It's fine. It's fine. It's quite all right. So you've shown your petals to be on the other side also. So the petal to this thing dimension is a little bit different. Let me just share the original picture. Let's just look at it one more time. I have a feeling we may have to just pay a little attention to. Can you see this? Okay. We need to see the dimension. How high and big is your tube compared to the petal? Okay, in this picture particularly, they're very comparable. They're very comparable. So it's not petal bigger than the tube. So in your picture, let's see
The
how it's
tube is
looking one more
come
time.
high up. Yeah. Got it.
Slightly bigger.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can correct it, I think, with the color.
With which color? The light yellow?
No, even the darker orange, if I take it lower down.
Little higher. Just show me again your picture. I'll just see.
So if I took this
Bring
line,
your, you know what? No. It will change this thing too much. No, leave it. Proportion is okay. Don't tweak it too much. It will start to look a little obnoxious. No, this is fine. Maybe the next one that you try, we'll
yeah,
do one now in a composition. Okay. We'll do a composition now. In that, maybe just pay attention to make sure that wherever you see it on its side, the tube portion and the flowers are not very different from each other. If anything, the tube is larger,
yeah.
slightly bit larger. Okay. Okay. Let's do a composition. Which one? One of Devashri's? She must want something she's shared. Let me just see what we can.
So I haven't done anything because
No,
I have
not
to
that.
leave.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. No problem.
Ah.
And we are looking at your pictures, just trying to see whether we can use
Okay,
something
photos.
you shared. Yeah, something you shared, whether we can use.
Okay. I have many different flowers. I'll share maybe
Yeah.
in
Put on the
later
group.
on.
Yeah.
I have
Please do.
quite many flowers.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
See flowers, you feel like really.
I had visited a nursery there. So
Oh, did you?
yeah, beautiful flowers.
Lovely.
Orchids also many different colors. I'll share all those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this, by the way, I'll share one picture. This picture that I want to show you all is just to show you is just to show you the droopiness of a flower. See this curve, no? When we are making a composition, this curve is very important. The back of the flower, see, now you can see all the backs. None of them are standing erect. So that's the quality of a daffodil. Most of the time, your daffodil is on its side. It's bent over. It's possible that the flower is heavy and that's why it's happening. But that is its characteristic. So try to capture that. Okay, when we are drawing in a group. Okay, what I'm thinking is we'll do this one that I had shared because it has a full stalk. This one. Okay. Let's do from base to top We'll do this particular flower, and if possible, we'll add one more flower to the composition. Okay. I'll see, maybe we could add, I'm looking for something with directions, different directions. We'll add something with a different direction. Something like this. So one facing this way and one facing, which is in our original photo, which is facing the other side. Okay, something like a downward left side and right side, one facing right. Okay, let's go back to the original picture and I'll stop sharing. Look at that original picture I shared. This time we are not going to draw any pencil markings. We are going to go straight with a brush. Okay, and that's going to be the challenging part, because now we are not going into too much of detail. Should I have drawn it on a, yeah. Okay, putting it upward little so you can see the larger picture. Okay. My phone is refusing to start. So I'm stuck on my WhatsApp on the phone, on the computer. Okay, where is it? Yeah. Now for this picture, I'll use my size 2 brush itself because the flower is not very big. Okay. You can watch me do the first flower and then you can try it. Okay, I'll give you a little time to try it. Now in this particular flower, I'm going with yellow, lemon yellow first. And this time I'm doing something interesting. So the flower is facing on its side. So I'm going to do the tube first. Let's do the tube. So the tube of the flower is here. Okay. I'm drawing in my paint directly. Tube of the flower. This is going to be the curling part of the flower. And inside, I'm going to take away the paint and just apply water. So what is going to happen? The inner part is going to look a little lighter than the outer part. Okay. We are not going into too much detail. Huh? This is what I want to show you. We are not going into too much detail. Okay. The next part is, we'll take the same lemon yellow and start pressing down your brush directly. So from here, we want one petal. So bring your brush down, press it and spread it this way. Okay. Next petal, it's coming this way and then press it down. Do this action slowly. Don't do it very fast. Again, I'm going to take one petal from here, press it down. Sometimes you may need to press it down 2 times just to make it thick. Okay. Finally, I have one over here. I'm doing it the reverse way now. I'm making it a nice thick one like this. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth one is over here. Right now, this is looking like a big cohesive mess. You can't identify petal from stalk from, the petal from tube from the rest of it. Leave that. Don't worry. We will get the details after we add the next color. Okay. So try this out. See whether you can make directly in paint just this shape. Now coming to think of it, my shape is a little off over here. So I'm correcting it. Yeah, that's it. Just a little bit of a correction. So this is very basic. Flat
Sorry
colors,
to
right?
disturb you, Susan. I'm leaving. Okay.
Yeah, Devashri. No problem. No
Okay.
problem.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye. So primitive flower we've drawn. Now it's for us to make it, jazz it up. After you've done this shape, we'll go and do the rest of the stalk and all that, and then we'll see what to do. One more flower we should add. No, we said we'll add that one more flower. Let me have a look at it. Where should we add it? One more flower. Okay. We'll add one flower here. Okay. I'm keeping a tentative mark somewhere here. If you're done with the first one, just tell me, yeah? And then we will get on to the second. Okay to try another one? So same concept. I'm just changing the direction. Basically having the tube over here like this. U shape. That fuzzy line around, which is a little wider. And filling in the inside of that U shape. Cleaning my brush so I don't have any more paint, only water. And then lightening this middle portion so it stays light yellow. Then I go in with my lemon yellow. Now I'm going to wing it. So I'm marking in the air one over here. So let's put that petal down. Okay. Then my 1/3 petal over here on this side. There's a third petal which I can't see. 4. Now I'll do the overlapping ones over here. One here. One hiding behind, which is only half visible. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 6th petal is not visible at all. This one should be bigger. So this daffodil is looking down, that daffodil is looking up. While this dries, we're going to put the stalks. So for the stalk, I'm taking sap green. Sap green. Okay, sap green. And now I'm going to make some imaginary lines in pencil. So remember we said this is the tube. Imagine the pencil. I'm not touching anything. Imagine the pencil is coming out like this, going down. Then you can start drawing with your pencil a line that goes slightly crooked like this. See? You can do this in pencil because we're going to go over this in green paint. Okay? And for this one, imagine the line going straight through the tube, turning over here. Sometimes you can see a part of it going round, see, between the two petals, and then going downward and curving like this. See? Do this in pencil because it's a lot easier once you know where to put your stalk. Okay? And after you do that, it is very simple. Follow the line that you just now made. And as you go lower and lower, press down your brush. Initially, you can start with a very thin tip of your brush. And as you go lower, press down on your brush because the stalk is getting thicker. See? So once again, I'm starting here with the tip of my brush. Only this much is being seen. Come down here. And as I go lower, I press down so that I get a thicker stalk, thicker, 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 till it comes in. See? This much is okay. Now we'll have to change to our thicker brush, slightly thicker. So I don't know, maybe size 6, 4, 5, 6, one of those bigger sizes. And the reason I'm asking you to change to a thicker brush is because we can do it with a thin brush, but one, the petals, the leaves will become too thin. We often like to just put thinly one leaf over here, one leaf over here, and look very thin. Okay. Secondly, um, you will end up, if you want to make it thicker, you will end up doing this 1 stroke, 2 strokes, 3 strokes just to widen it. Whereas if you use a thick brush and you start thin and you press it down, you will get a nice thick.
Is it just sap green?
Sorry, this is no, this is going to be still same sap. I'm not changing the green yet.
Plain sap.
Plain sap, plain sap. I know it is very green, too green for this thing, but it's fine. When we add some darker shades later, it will be okay. All right. Now going on to the thicker brush. Okay. I'll start from here. I'll press down slowly. Let that brush go down. Now see the paint is getting over. You can lift it up if you feel the paint is getting over. Go back along that line and come and join the base. This was the base. See? So when you're using paint for a thicker brush, remember to make just a wee bit more paint. Thicker brush means simply you need more paint. Now here I'm going to go in with one more leaf. Let's make that leaf come from here and join over here. Okay. These are leaf plans. I'm making a plan for the leaf. Let's make a leaf come from here and join here. And let's make one more leaf going on top of everything, coming out like this. But they're all long leaves. They're all long leaves. And they're all with your big brush. So start with the top. Don't press too much. As you come lower, press down. Now be careful. It can't go over my petal. So go around it. Remember to go around it. And then continue. Press down. And as you come lower, you can lift off a little bit and let it reach. See? It's the middle portion that's the thickest. Middle and coming to the end. That's the thickest. Okay, one more time. Start from the top. Press down. Reload if you need to. And as you come lower, you can thin down. See? Now, did you notice that this green has become actually quite light, but this green automatically became a little dark? That's perfectly fine. Now for the last leaf that is going across, remember it is going across all the leaves here. We could add a little bit of blue, okay? Maybe cobalt blue, just a little bit of cobalt blue. Take a little bit of it, add it to your sap green. Straight away the green becomes a little darker. And let's try and do this petal, this leaf gently. So small, start thin, press down. If you want more paint, take more paint. Start again, press down and join the stalk over here. Okay. Now, this is our first layer of color. We can now start going in with a little bit more detail to give our flowers and the leaf a little bit of character. Character will follow the same format as our detailed flower. You will need to give. Now, this time I'm not going with black. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take gamboge because gamboge is darker than lemon yellow. All this while we did lemon yellow. So let's take a little bit of gamboge. So you can see at the side over here, I am activating some gamboge, keeping it here, ready at the side. I will also activate a little bit of orange and keep it ready should I need. And I will need. I'll tell you where I'll need it. I'll need it at the edge of my, the rim of this outer portion. Okay. First, let's start with the gamboge. So with the gamboge and a small brush, remember we are putting in the lines on the petal. I don't know if you can see it, but I can see the lines. Can you see the lines? They're forming on my, I'll hold it closer. See? Small lines, and it will always be at the base of the petal. See, going outward. Base going outward. Base going outward. This causes the base to turn a little darker. Correct? And that brings out the round shape of the tubular shape of that middle portion. See? The very fact that you brought all your gamboge around this portion has given that center portion some shape. Correct? We're going to do the same thing for this petal. Take gamboge, start from the petal here, and give it a few lines going outward. If you feel that you need to draw the outline of this tube, go ahead and draw it. See what I mean by outline? I gave that outline so that you can't make a mistake. You can't cross this line. So then whatever shape you give, it will still maintain that tube at the base. See? Now this is becoming very fine work. So I'm not going to worry too much about it. I'm just going to leave this portion. Same gamboge. I'm going to just draw few lines like this. Negative painting. 1, 2, 3. See this? Okay. Same way I'm going to put 3 lines over here indicating some sort of stamen. It's very hard to do because we are already, our flower is already at such a small scale. Then pull this color outward. Okay. So now you've got very little line, white line or lemon yellow left. And while it is wet, take that orange and put it on the edge of your flower. Put it along the edge of your flower. Squiggly lines. That's why I said keep your orange ready. This will be tricky. I know it will be tricky because we are doing it at such a small scale. It's going to be difficult to do the blending very well. Okay. But don't worry, you'll get to do it. See, right now it's looking like one big yellow orange circle. It's not looking very pretty. So to blend it, go back to your gamboge and just pull down the shade like this. See? Pull it down towards the center. Then take lemon yellow and pull it further down. That's it. Overall, you've got a shape of a daffodil. Now, the last thing left to do is to give some gradient to the petals, the leaves. So I'm going to put that same sap green with a little bit of blue. And with my thin brush, I will put a slight dark green here. Only a slight bit on one side of my stalk. See? On one side of the stalk, I'm going to put a little bit of dark green. Let's do this for the other stalk also. Now this time I'm doing it on the opposite side, like this. With the same blue-green, greenish, green with a blue shade, you could draw some lines on the light stalk. See, like this. But only the tip of your thinnest brush. We are only indicating some veins. Only on that big one, huh? The one that was light. On the other one, you can leave it. One more thing you can do. If you want to show the bend in a leaf, suppose you want to show that this leaf is bent, then the bottom of the leaf, the part that is bent, no, that also has to be dark. So let me show you how it will look. So here, let's say I want to show a bend in the leaf. Then I will extend my leaf a little bit and put this little bit dark. See? By doing that, you're showing the underside of the leaf. Can you see? And that's a nice quality to have. Sometimes the leaf is bent just a little bit and you can see the underside. Okay. See, now here also, I may be able to do that stunt of showing the underside, but not too much. Ooh, I got a little carried away. So this way we have tried a daffodil that is actually quite yellow. For our last attempt, I think we should try a white daffodil. Okay. Just for this last one. And now we will not do a composition. We'll do just the daffodil. Why? Because I want to show you how the gray lines on the white will look. They look slightly different. Do we have a white daffodil there? We do, no? One with orange, one I shared. Where is it? Yeah, this one. The one which has 3 daffodils. Okay, out of the 3 daffodils, we should be able to do the one that is the on the side, like at the bottom. So let me just draw the shape. Pencil markings, no? Again. So here the daffodil is shaped like this. It's got a curve and it's quite a wide curve. See? It's quite a wide curve. Now under this curve, the tube is very slightly visible, only this much. So the angle of this flower on the left and the angle of this are very different. These two, see? This one was more on the side, this is less on the side. So I'm only leaving this much of the tube visible. This means that there will be petals on this side which will be seen because now the angle has changed, right? Here I was not showing you the 6th petal, but here I have to show that 6th petal. There is no choice. So let's say this is the center. I don't know how to explain this. Let me see if I can show it in the picture. Now the center is going to look a little different. Okay, I'll share. And I'll zoom. So here, do you notice that we are seeing almost like the top of the stamen, like little florets over here. See, 3 little flower-like things. I'm going to draw these little vertical lines also. Okay. And it feels like this part is light and this portion is dark. And again, it becomes light. So keep that in mind. Huh? So these are all going to go inward. And somewhere here, you're not seeing anymore. Somewhere here, you're not seeing anymore. Okay. So look at my, now flower, I'm not worried about the petals because the petals are very straightforward. So I'm going to stop sharing. Look at my picture now. See, I drew those 3 pieces and I'm giving myself a small marking over here to show that the petal has turned, the tube has turned outward. See, like this outward. The lines are all going to be like this. Can you see? Curvy lines. See how it's going? Next, from the base, I'm going to draw my 6 petals. So here's one line. Here's my second line. And here's my third line. I always draw these as guides. It's always good to have a guide. Okay. Once I have that, I can decide how my petals are going to sit. So this one's going to sit like this one, another one over here, and the third one over here. So 3 petals are done. After this, 3 more which are going to sit behind. So behind, one more behind, and one more over here peeping out. Yeah. This I have to show because otherwise what will happen? We will get a very different look if we swallow up the 6th one. Here I have to show the 6th one. Okay. And now I will also draw that imaginary stalk. So one line going outward, turning like this and coming down. And now from here, I will have a nice thick stalk sticking down. Okay. Now I'm erasing all the extra lines because watercolor will not allow me to keep erase this afterwards. So I'm going to erase all my guidelines. I don't want the guides to show on above the watercolor. In flowers, these guidelines are very nice to draw, but you really need to erase them afterwards. It interferes with the watercolor that we put afterwards. Okay. I'm also going to lighten the stalk. Now, white color. Firstly, to make our white stand out, we're going to do something very, very unique. We're going to give the background a wash. Okay. Make a mix of green. Which green? Sap green. Sap green. Watery sap green. Or I'm mixing it now with whatever green I have over here. But it's very watery. Can you see? Okay. A watery mix of sap green with a little bit of blue. I'm using cobalt blue. Okay. So I've got this kind of a mix. Just to get my white to look really nice, I'm going to go around my flower nice with a thick brush. I'm going to go around my flower, maintaining the shape of the petal. Be very, very careful not to lose the shape of the petal. And as you come around, no, once you got the shape of the petal, then just press your brush down and get a, see, I'm trying to get the shape first. Get the shape first, then just press down and spread the paint around. See, I'm putting this down, get the shape slowly, get the shape on this side as well. And then just spread the paint around. Over here. You can actually go over the stalk also, by the way, because the stalk is going to be green and we have no problem going over that. So go over the stalk also if you want.
Sap green and cobalt. That's how you got
Green and cobalt, sap green and cobalt, yes. Now I'm coming to this side. I have to move a little quick, okay? So that I don't, now see that green over here dries up very fast. So come back here, press it down, spread the green. Come here, outline, outline. Get the outline. That's the most important part. And then spreading the color is no problem at all. See? Now by doing this, our white stands out straight away. We've got a nice background for our white. Okay. That's done. Let's go on to the center. Center of the flower is what color? It's a nice gamboge. Really deep gamboge. Okay. So let's take gamboge with our thin brush. I'm going to take gamboge here. To this gamboj, we could add a little bit of orange also just to make the gamboj nice and vibrant, but maybe even later. Let's not do it now. Let's do it only with gamboj. Shading can be added a little later. Okay. All right. Now with this gamboj, I'm trying to look at the reference photo. Huh. Let's apply the gamboj to the base first. Okay, so that's taken care of. Then let's apply to this middle portion. The same gamboj I'm applying to the middle portion here. Okay, now can you see the gap between the two? There is the bottom portion which is yellow and the middle portion is yellow. Now I will take that little bit of orange, mix it into my gamboj and start applying it on the border. This is now gamboj with a little bit of orange. You all can see what I'm doing, no? I'm going with gamboj and a little bit of orange along the border. Oops, 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 my background is red. Oh my goodness. And I am letting the gamboj blend with the orangish color. Now we've got some shading. So we've got darkness around here and lightness around here. Okay. And unfortunately, my green had not dried fully. So
Saved a bit.
huh?
Saved a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. So while this is drying and before we can add all the details, let's go on to the white part. Okay. Now this part is interesting. For the white to stand out, we look at the flower and it shows a lot of gray. Okay. In fact, if I share the screen here, just have a look. Look at the amount of gray. You can't see it because we tend to think that, oh, it's white. We tell ourselves it's white, right? But over here, now how do I get this pointer down? Yeah. This portion. See, look at this. Now look at the white below on the bottom petal. I'm sorry, I don't have a. Yeah. This bottom petal white is not white. It's gray. Right? So we are going to have to show the difference between the bottom petal and the sidecar two petals. Okay. I'm going to just annotate. Ha, perfect. I was wondering where this annotate tool was. Why is it? Oh, sorry. I'm not sure why it's moving. What does it say? Select. Okay. My point is, this is what I want you to see. So gray here, and there is gray on this petal here. Okay. There is definitely some gray over here and some gray over here. Now, these kind of grays, if we bring them out, then your white will stop looking like white. Otherwise, right now it's looking like 6 petals, all white. Okay. So applying this touch of gray is very, very important. It has got to be careful because see, this bottom gray over here, this bottom gray is actually the one that is defining petal or the 2 petals on the other side. Without that gray, you can't see the 2 petals, right? So applying that gray carefully such that it makes the whiter petals stand out, that is important. So this is what we're trying to do. Now let me do that with my petal here. For this, I'm making gray, which is Aditi's generic gray that we've always used. Ultramarine blue and burnt umber. There. Wash consistency means I cannot tell you how light this is. This is like super, super light. Super, super light. If you want to err on the side of caution, put one more drop of water and just put a line over here just so you can see what gray it must look like. Can you see this? It's really, really light, super light. Okay. And now it is important that we apply this carefully to highlight the two petals that are overlapping. See? Now straight away those two petals are standing out. Okay. Now with that same gray, bring out the lines. Press down, bring it out. Press down, bring it out. Don't add more gray, because as you put these lines, the gray is going to get lighter and lighter. Okay. So try that. But before you apply your gray, please check that it is very, very light gray. I'm doing the same thing for this one. I'm highlighting the two petals that are on top. Oh, now this is looking very dark. Wipe off. Anything looks dark, just immediately wipe it off, and with a clean brush and take it off. It'll go off. See? And here are my lines. Straight away now, these petals are standing up, right? Now here, I'm going to just draw a thin line going downwards. Now on the petals that are on top, I'm not going very dark. I'm just putting thin lines to indicate some sort of texture. Nothing more. Same here, see? Just a thin line to show some sort of texture. It can't be too many because it will interfere with the gray we put on the bottom. So we can't put too much of it on the top. They just have to be lines. So here I can put a little bit of darkness. That's it. Now finally, my leaves are looking, petals are looking more evident. Can you see? All 6 petals are starting to look like, they are looking like 6 separate petals. So with white, the only way to bring white out is to put a little bit of gray and help the gray bring out the white and then make you feel like, this is all white. So gray is very, very important for white flowers. In fact, at some point, no, we should consider doing only white flowers, painting only white flowers. Very, very challenging because it's all a question of controlling the gray. All right. The last part is adding the in between here. Okay. So here we will do the same thing we did with our first one. We are going to do a little bit of negative coloring. Negative coloring. So for that, remember, we are going in with gamboge. Keep your gamboge ready over here. With a dot of black. Now my gamboge has become a little muddy. And go around these carefully with that dark color. So remember those shapes that we drew? You should be able to see it, those shapes. You're going around, this is negative painting. See, like this. Remember those round shapes we drew? Okay. And once you've got this dark color around all the shapes, immediately before that dark color has a chance to dry up, go back with clean brush and only gamboge. Only gamboge, plain gamboge. Pull it outwards. See? Pull it out from the gray. Plain gamboge. Outward action, sorry. And finally, bring a little bit of orange to your gamboge and pull that also out. See, like this. In the same kind of line action I was talking about last time, remember? Because this is the texture of your tube. Same sort of line action. Outward. Turn your book if you need to. Now for the outer portion, I'm just putting a little bit more orange because I want to show I want to show that border. See? Now this has gone a little darker than I would have liked, but it's allowed me to bring this thing to the forefront. Clean your brush if you want, and with a clean brush, dry brush, take it on a tissue, dry it off like this. You can actually draw lines like this. You know what the brush will do? The brush will pick up paint. And this will happen only when it is wet. Clean your brush, wipe. Clean your brush, wipe. Clean your brush, wipe. And you will start to see some lines. Can you see my lines?
Yeah.
Okay, that is lifting. Bas. Now, on to the last part, which is green. Sap green for the stalk. I tend to put usually the color of the yellow that we use. So if we used a little bit of gamboge, then I don't mind putting little gamboge into the sap green. And let's put that stalk down. Remember, the stalk is thinner on the top, and as you go lower, it is thicker. So if you want to use your thicker brush, I don't mind. You can also do the thinner brush, no problem. Just go over it 2-3 times. See, like this. If you're feeling brave, let's put one petal also. I'm feeling brave. There's no harm. Okay, so I'm going to put a petal from here, going down like this. You have nothing to lose with that petal.
You mean leaf?
Oh, sorry, not petal, leaf. I mean leaf. I'm sorry. I mean leaf. I'm going a little bonkers. See. I love leaves. So I don't mind one extra leaf coming out of here and out of there. It's perfectly fine. Now this adjustment I will make after the leaf has dried. I will simply take a dark green and wapas I will go over this just to define that stalk. Bas. If you're looking at your dry flower, you can make all sorts of adjustments. Now, for example, this gray, no, is looking very nice, but I could add a little bit more darker gray. That's just my thinking, okay? So if you feel that those kind of corrections can be done, please don't hesitate. Huh? We learn only from doing. So I feel like thoda or gray over here, no, would be just a bit nice. See? But it's a very tricky line to cross, honestly, because it can go wrong. It can go terribly wrong, which is already happening now. So, experiment. There you go. I don't mind a little bit of gray here. A little bit. These kind of things are personal choices. Yeah. I may be going one step too far. And if you do, press down with tissue, you can still save it. You know what? The center portion is not as gray as I thought, no? I would have thought it would become little.
Does the center need more dark color?
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking that only. I was thinking that maybe I was a little hesitant with my color and I didn't darken it enough. So yeah,
now
so
it's
these
good.
kind of corrections, these kind of corrections you can come back and do with watercolor. That is the good part about watercolor. See, there. So center is a little bit darker. Yes, you can do that.
Okay, what's it to draw?
How's it looking? My green is not dried, but what I'm going to do after that is just put that line, that darker line at the back when it dries. When you're drawing, painting white flowers, it's nice to give a colored background. Okay, it's nice, but it is not necessary. There are many ways to draw white flowers even without that black background. I've just shown you what it looks like if you did put a background. But we should consider doing flowers without a background as well, white color ones. I definitely will ask Aditi. Maybe when she gets to florals, we could have one class where we learn how to paint white flowers. Only white flowers, all different types. Yeah. How's your daffodil looking? Is it looking like a daffodil?
I haven't started.
Narcissus?
Not
Oh
mine.
my, it's 8, 19. Oh my goodness, I didn't even realize the time. How's
I
it
think
looking,
like those
Shalaka? Is it looking nice?
No, it's not looking nice.
Not looking nice? Oh no, what
this
happened?
one is
Let's see.
looking very nice,
I
but we
think
I
I
haven't done this
went a
one.
little haywire with the wash.
Okay, let me see. Let me see. Ah, okay. So maybe the wash was not required. You know what, Shalaka? If you can try this without the wash, let's try it without the
Yeah.
wash. Maybe you know what, the wash is not for everyone. I agree because
Yeah.
my washes were terrible in the beginning. But I'm just trying to look at the shape. So the shape of your leaves, I'm not worried about. The shape of the tube, no? That little
Yeah.
bit under the tube, that little crescent shape under the tube, which shows the base of the tube, that could come out a little more.
Okay.
That was it. Otherwise, the petals, I'm not worried. Petals are quite all right. It's just that the base of the tube, now, right now, what's happening, it's given me the effect of a flower that's, you're looking completely top down without
Yes.
any part of the tube being seen. Okay?
Yes.
That's the only thing. But otherwise, it's fine. And why not? That is also a style of a direction of the flower, right? Top down. So
Yes.
that's fine.
Okay.
Good. All
I haven't
right.
drawn
Ashmita, show
it,
me
but
yours.
I finished
Show me
this one,
yours.
which I'm happy with. So
Oh, very nice.
yeah, this is
Yeah.
some. I
No,
haven't
so
finished
which
yet.
one? Which of those two flowers you saying? You were saying something about the
No,
flower?
I haven't started drawing the white
The
one.
white one?
I'll
Oh,
do
you've
it.
not done it. Okay. Do it. Take your time and do it. Take your time and do it. It's not difficult, huh? Ashwita, you got the idea, right? You can
Yeah.
do it. You can easily do it. Don't worry. Okay. All right. So that's all I wanted to show you with daffodils. Daffodils are not super easy, but at the same time, if you decide to blow them up, like make them big ones, they're very pretty. They are very pretty. Okay. And you should try them in a composition. I love daffodils in a composition because you can enjoy the phases of a daffodil. You need to see the angles. One daffodil alone is nice, but many daffodils looking here, there, everywhere, very pretty to do. Okay. So maybe a larger version of my own composition, this own composition here, a larger version of it on an A5 or something would look nicer. Okay. All right.
Okay. Bye.
Now, Aditi is back. She will take over the remaining 3 classes of artist stuff. That's going to be good fun. She loves these. I think she's doing, what is it, Impressionist ones?
Yeah.
Like Monet and Impressionist. Yeah. Monet and I think she's done with Van Gogh, but definitely Monet and 2, 3 others. You can check it out. It's going to be good fun because she had some great ideas, and I was like, wow, that would be so cool. Except I can't do it. You'll enjoy. Okay. And I will see you next time Aditi is out of town.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. We'll do something fun that time. Okay. See you all
Bye-bye.
soon. Bye, Shalaka. Bye, Ashwita.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.